This is what the 2026 World Cup looks like for millions of fans. Crowded cities, logistical chaos, and prices that will drain your bank account before the first whistle even blew. Okay? Now, a single ticket to a group stage match run to hundreds, if not thousands of dollars. A decent hotel room, you might be looking at a nightly rate that rivals your flight costs. Imagine that. The dream of experiencing the beautiful game on its biggest stage is quickly turning into a financial nightmare for the people who visited and who has a passion for soccer, man. Football. But while millions are actually grappling with that reality, fighting for $50 Uber and a free $100 hotel room, thousands of other fans will be watching the exact same game from air. From a sound lounger on a pristine beach from a 5-star resort in the Mediterranean, in the Caribbean, in Mexico, or from the deck of a colossal cruise ship sailing through the Caribbean. Sounds nice, huh? Sound like some different options you never thought about. They'll be doing it for a fraction of the cost with a drink in their hand and not a care in the world. This isn't just a vacation. It's a quiet revolution, and I'm here to tell you about it. A growing movement of the sport's most passionate followers who have decided to abandon the host cities altogether. This is what's happening in America right now. This is the secret story of why the smartest World Cup fans are fleeing the United States, not for other host cities, but for the islands, cruises, and a new kind of football paradise. And the reason why goes much deeper than you can even imagine. And I'm going to be sharing that information with you today. Now, this episode is actually brought to you by Island Vacation Travel Agency, LLC, helping travelers discover smarter ways to see the world without breaking the bank, because that's what we're going to be discussing today. Okay? Now, if this World Cup has you thinking, there has to be a better way to travel. And I'm here to tell you, you are absolutely right. And we're going to dive right into it. All right. So let's get right into it. Now, whether you're dreaming about an island getaway, a Caribbean cruise, or an all-inclusive resort, or planning your next international adventure, you could actually visit www.islandvacs.com. That's ISLANDVACAS.com, and let our experienced travel advisors build your perfect escape. All right? We can help you do that. Island Vacation Travel Agency. It's how we have fun in the sun. Visit Island Vacation Travel Agency today. That's www.islandvacas.com. Now, let's dive right back into the story, right? The nightmare, the most expensive and most exclusive World Cup in whole of history. Interesting, huh? To understand this exodus, you first have to understand the mountain that fans are being asked to climb. I mean, the 2026 World Cup, co-hosted by the United States, Canada, and also Mexico, is shaping up to be one of the most expensive and exclusive tournaments ever held. The very fabric of the fan experience, once a joyous and accessible pilgrimage for people from all walks of life, is being systematically priced out of existence. It's a problem that unfolds in three devastating devastating acts: the tickets, the hotels, and sheer logistical insanity of it all. All right, let's start with price of admission. I mean, getting a ticket to a World Cup match has always been competitive, okay? But for 2026, it has introduced a new level of financial pain throughout FIFA's embrace of what it calls variable or dynamic pricing. Okay? In simple terms, this means the price you see today is not the price you'll pay tomorrow. Like fact, Joe said, today's price is not tomorrow's price. As demand surges for a particular match, the algorithms can push the price higher and higher. All of a sudden, that $60 ticket for a less glamorous group stage match you might have heard about, while a limited number will be available for most fans. They're a marriage. It goes from bygone era. All right? It's from a bygone era. The reality on the ground is totally different. Let's see, on the resale market, where most fans have to look, the lowest get in the door price for even the least anticipated games in major host cities like Miami, Los Angeles has hovered over $1,000. This was the prices we were paying for the group qualifiers and stuff. And that's just the start. While official prices for the first round matches started in the range of $60 to the lower hundreds. The dynamic system and resale have sent them spiraling. Let that sink in. The final, that's a whole different stratosphere of wealth altogether. Initial reports suggested high, but whatever, understandable prices. The dynamic system has sent them soaring. The face value for a standard seat at the final at MetLife Stadium in New Jersey climbed relentlessly. And that's taking place on Sunday. You could go check it out right now. The prices are going higher and higher. While the most expensive standard seat were officially priced at $6,700, some premium official seats surged to over $32,000. Now, this isn't a scalper on a street corner we're talking about. This is the official price from the organizers. Now, the final is an event reserved almost exclusively for corporate sponsors and the ultra wealthy. And I'm sure you get to see them on TV. They actually make it a big deal to show you whoever the celebrities that are in the game. When you factor in the resale market, where the tickets have been listed for tens of thousands of dollars, you're looking at an event that has more in common with Monaco Grand Prix than a sport that is supposed to belong to the people. That is the level soccer, football, and FIFA has placed themselves, right? This would be the kind of stuff you'd expect when you go to a Grand Prix race in Monaco or something, right? Miami or something. So let's say you bite the bullet. You drain your savings account and secure a precious ticket. Congratulations to you. Good job. It's a once in a lifetime thing. That's what money is there for. Now, what do you do? Where do you sleep? This brings us to the great accommodation paradox of the 2026 World Cup. On the surface, the story is one of simple, brutal price gouging. In most cities across the United States, hotel costs are exceeding $300 a night, and for even basic rooms, with some markets seeing average rates of $500 to $600 a night. You'd assume this is because rooms are impossibly scarce, snatched up by the millions of fans expected to descend on the country. But that's actually not what's happening, right? In a bizarre twist, that reveals just how badly the organizers may have misjudged their audience. Many of these hotels have been sitting with lower than expected bookings. According to some industry reports, many hotel operators in the major United States host cities say that their reservations are behind projections for the tournament period. The expected wave of international bookings simply never arrived. And as a travel agency, I could tell you we saw that as well too, right? Although we're not in a host city. Now, the reason for this appeared to be a major strategic blunder. FIFA, in its attempt to control the market, reserved enormous blocks of hotel rooms across the host cities, often years in advance. This artificially reduced the supply available to the public, which naturally drove up the price for a few remaining rooms that were left. The plan, presumably, was to sell these rooms as part of expensive travel packages, but it seems that the fans did not buy them. Faced with exuberant ticket prices and the added cost of these bundle deals, the very fans the hotels were counting on were pushed away. The result has been a panic in the hotel industry. FIFA has reportedly been forced to release thousands of its reserves rooms blocks in cities like Philadelphia and also Dallas. Now, in response, some hotels have begun dropping their prices, but for many fans, the damage is already done and the tournament is almost complete. The initial shock of the high prices combined with the general uncertainty was enough to make them abandon their plans entirely, right? While hotels are scrambling, there has been a clear shift in how fans are choosing to travel, with many looking at private rentals or other alternatives over the chaotic and overpriced hotel system which was put in place. Now, this brings us to the final act of this nightmare, the logistical mess, right? The 2026 World Cup is the largest in history, not just in the number of teams, but in its geographic footprint. The tournament is spread across 16 host cities in 3 of the world's largest nations. For a fan who wants to follow their team, this isn't a tournament. It's a grueling cross-country expedition. Imagine your team is drawn in a group match, which is in Vancouver, Guadalajara, and Philadelphia. It's crazy the amount of miles you'd have to take. The travel alone would involve thousands of miles, multiple border crossings, and not to mention different currencies. There's 3 different currencies. Following a team to the final could mean crisis crossing North America multiple times, right? Even for fans staying in one city, the financial hurdles are immense. The host cities are some of the most expensive in the world. The cost of just existing, of taking a taxi, of buying a meal, of getting from your hotel to the stadium is subject to the same surging prices that affects tickets and the rooms. A $15 ride share on a normal Tuesday can become a $75 journey on match day. $10 bear, $20. These aren't just hidden costs. They are a constant draining presence that turns a trip of a lifetime into an exercise in financial anxiety. That is not fun. The 2026 World Cup demands serious planning and a hefty budget. The message it sends is clear. Casual fans need not apply, okay? Simple. Now, if you're looking for comfortable transportation, guys, around Central Florida, Orlando, Lakeland, Polk County, Winter Haven, we got you. Skip the stress before your vacation even begins. Let us help you. We could make this easier for you. We could help you with your transport services. Island Vacation Transportation offers reliable airport transfers, cruise transportation, theme park transportation, business travel transportation, and not to forget private group transportation throughout Central Florida and Florida on the whole. Okay? We got you covered. Professional, comfortable, and not to mention reliable. We got you covered. We could help you get wherever you need to be on time and comfortable. Reserve your next ride at our website, which is www.islandvacatontransport.com. Because every great vacation starts with a great ride, right? You need to get there in time, safe, and most of all, professional, right? Now, this episode is sponsored by Island Vacation Travel Agency. It's how we have fun in the sun. Don't forget to check out our website. That is www.islandvacas.com. Okay, check us out. Now, moving on, the Visa Gauntlet. But the cost, chaos, and the logistical nightmare are only half of the story. Only half. They represent the visible barriers to entry. For hundreds of thousands of fans around the globe dream of attending the 2026 World Cup ended long before they could even check the price of a flight. For them, the biggest barrier isn't financial, it's bureaucratic. There's a different kind of wall surrounding these tournaments, and for many, it has proven to be insurmountable. This is the uncomfortable truth at the heart of the World Cup. Truth be told, for a significant portion of the world, America is simply not a welcoming host. This isn't just about sentiment, it's about staggering difficulties of navigating the US visa system. That is a difficult system. While there is no longer a broad travel ban of the kind seen in previous years, the process of obtaining a simple B1 or B2 tourist visa has become a lottery with depressingly low odds of success for people from many countries around the world. And that is a fact, and that is real. In fiscal year 2024, global refusal rate for these tourist visas was over 27%. That means more than 1 in every 4 who applied to visit the USA was denied and rejected. For citizens from many passionate footballing nations, the situation is even more dire. Visa rejection rates for people from countries in Africa, South Asia, are substantially higher than the global average. For example, in 2025, visa denial rates for F1 student visas, a different category, but indicative of broader challenges, were around 64% from African applicants. For tourist visas, citizens of countries like Senegal and Ghana have also faced extremely high refusal rates. A high rejection rate isn't just a statistic, it is a clear signal. It tells fans that even if they spend thousands on a non-refundable match ticket and flights, there is a very high probability that the entire investment will be lost when a consul officer denies their application. And I have a personal story about this. It injects a level of risk and uncertainty that makes planning a trip an act of reckless gambling, which it should not. It is an investment, but then again, an investment is a gamble. Now, where it's the heartbreak more accurate than for the fans of Haiti, their qualification was a beacon of hope for a nation besieged by crisis. Yet, their fans faced a perfect storm of exclusion. The country has been subject to U.S. travel restrictions and the severe gun violence and civil unrest at home have led to major disruptions in flights out of the country. City. When I specify the city, it is an unique cruel twist of fate, a moment of pure sporting joy that the nation itself cannot easily participate in. A celebration happening behind a wall they may not be able to scale. And even for the lucky few, well, I wouldn't say a few because there are quite a few Haitians living in America. For the fans who navigated this labyrinth, sorry about that, and somehow secure both match tickets and a visa, the ordeal is not over. The final hurdle lie at the passport control desk at the U.S. airport. There's still one more hurdle. Under U.S. law, a visa is not guarantee of entry. It is merely permission to travel to a port of entry and request admission. Yes, the visa still doesn't mean that you're going to get in. The final decision rests with the Customs and Border Protection Officer, who has broad discretion to deny entry if they feel like, right? Which is absurd, but this is the law and how it is. The final layer of uncertainty is, for many, the last straw. The idea of spending months planning, spending thousands of dollars, and flying halfway around the world only to be potentially denied entry and sent home from the airport. It's simply too much risk to bear. It paints a picture of the United States not as a gracious host opening its arms to the world, but as a fortress, wary and suspicious of the very international fans and tournaments it meant to attract. And that is real. The dream of a global celebration has been replaced by a cold reality of, yes, this bureaucratic gauntlet. It's sad. It's very, very sad, right? It's something that America as a country should have prepared for. We do not have those same things with Canada or Mexico. Now, if you're realizing just how complex this tournament has become and you want to learn how to travel smarter for major events, take a second to subscribe to the channel. We break down the trends, the mainstream media misses, just to say a few. Okay, so the dream is a nightmare for many. They've been priced out of bureaucratical shutdowns. But what are they doing instead? This is where the story turns, okay? This is where it all turns. And I'm going to let you know what the strategy and the tactics are, right? But before I do this, let's just take a quick sponsor's message. Travel isn't just about where you go. It's also about what you wear. Gotta which look nice. You gotta look how you feel. And today, we're gonna tell you where to get some of the best gear. Visit IVTA Wear Store for premium travel apparel designed for travelers, adventures, and not forgetting island lovers for stylish t-shirts and hoodies to accessories that celebrate the travel lifestyle. We have from wrinkle-free stuff to light fabrics, not forgetting IVTA Wear merch. IVTA Wear lets you represent your passion for exploring the world wherever you go, whether it's the Caribbean, Alaska, a cruise, the Mediterranean, Asia, or Australia. Visit today, ivtawearstore.com, and let them know we sent you. Support our brand, right? And travel, explore, and not forgetting you got to represent to the fullest. Visit ivtawearstore.com. This episode is sponsored by Island Vacation Travel Agency, LLC. It's how we have fun in the sun. Right, now, we're just going to go ahead and move right along to the solution. The Paradise Playbook. Going to give you all the scoop on what some people are doing to deal with all the situations and having fun at it. So, you've seen the cost and the chaos and the Visa Gauntlet. It seems like the 2026 World Cup is an event reserved only for the ultra wealthy and popular, the corporate elites, or the incredible lucky few. But what if there is another way? What if the fans haven't given up on World Cup, but have simply given up on the host cities. While news headlines are focusing on the empty hotel rooms in Philadelphia and discounted airfares to Miami, they are missing the real story: a growing migration of fandom. It's not a migration to cheaper host cities, it's a migration out of the host country entirely. Welcome to the Paradise Handbook, and I'm going to be handing it to you guys. This playbook is built on a simple revolutionary premise. You don't need to be in the stadium to experience the passion and joy of the World Cup, and that is the truth. The core of this movement is the rise of the football holiday. It's a concept that is rapidly gaining traction among illusioned fans. It means planning a trip around watching the tournament live, but in a relaxed, affordable, stressing on affordable, and most importantly, enjoyable environment, like hotels with dedicated screening areas, resorts with massive sports bars, and destinations that prioritize a festival atmosphere over stadium security lines. It's about taking the money that would have been spent on a single stressful match day in the US and turning it into a week-long vacation somewhere in the islands or on a cruise. The unofficial capital of this new fan movement appears to be the Spanish island of Ibiza. Thousands of fans, particularly from Europe, are reportedly choosing to watch the World Cup matches on TV from the sun-drenched resorts of Balearic Islands. The logic is undeniable. Why spend thousands of dollars to see one game in New York when you can spend a fraction of that on a week-long holiday in Spain? Ibiza. For many European fans who can travel to Ibiza without a visa and on a low-cost airline, the choice is a simple one. Picture the scene. Instead of being cramped into a crowded subway in Boston, you're sitting on a comfortable lounge on a beach in a prime destination. A massive screen setup just fit from the Mediterranean Sea is showing the game. The atmosphere is electric, filled with fans from all over the world who have made the same smart calculations. The bars are open, the sun is shining, and the cost you entire day less in than what you would have paid for parking near the stadium in Atlanta. Crazy, huh? This isn't just a cheaper alternative. For many, it's fundamentally better experience. It's a fundamentally better experience. It removes the stress, the cost, and the logistics, and leaves only the joy of the sport, shared in a beautiful location with like-minded individuals, right? The next chapter is the Paradise Playbook. In the Paradise Playbook, sorry about that, takes place on the high seas, right? While Ibiza and the other island resorts are becoming hubs for island-based fans, a growing number are taking to the water as well. Fans are booking football holidays on massive cruise ships, transforming these floating cities into the factor fan zones that sail through the crystal clear waters of the Caribbean, right? The appeal is immediate and overwhelming. It's the ultimate all-inclusive World Cup experience. You could imagine waking up, having breakfast overlooking the ocean, and then heading to the pool deck to watch the afternoon matches on a giant outdoor screen. Everything is taken care of. Your accommodation, your meals, your drinks, and your entertainment. The ships are already equipped with the perfect infrastructure for that. They have state-of-the-art theaters with cinema quality screens, and dozens of bars, and a stress of dozens of bars. While the cruise lines may not be official World Cup venues, they are masters of entertainment. They've recognized a golden opportunity to cater to the captive audience of passionate fans who are being thoroughly alienated by the official host cities. They are providing a World Cup experience without the World Cup price tag, and fans are flocking to it. The cruise becomes the destination, a self-contained bubble of football, food, and fun. The free Fs. Love it, right? Now, let's just go to a sponsored message. If you're having long flights, busy schedules, constant travel, you want to check us out. We could help you out. Sometimes your body just needs a little extra support, okay? And that's why today's episode is sponsored by Blessings Simos, proudly harvested and prepared in the beautiful island of St. Lucia, packed with natural occurring minerals and made with authentic island ingredients. Blessing Simos is helping people support their wellness every single day. And you should too. Learn more and support a Caribbean business by checking out Blessing Simos online, right? That is blessingsimos.com, because healthy travelers make better travelers. Remember that. Again, this episode is sponsored by Island Vacation Travel Agency. It's how we have fun in the sun. You could visit us at www.islandvacas.com, right? Now, this trend isn't limited to islands and oceans, guys. It's a global phenomenon of creative avoidance. In the United Kingdom, holiday parks and hotels are setting up their own fan villages. For fans who can't or won't travel to the US, Las Vegas has emerged as a surprisingly popular alternative. It's not an island, but it offers the same core value: world-class entertainment, massive sports books with building-sized screens, and a constant party atmosphere that never stops. Father Airfield, luxury destinations in the United Emirates and also Mauritius are actively marketing themselves as the perfect place to watch the World Cup while on vacation. Imagine that, from Dubai to Mauritius, which is in Africa. That is amazing. But to truly grasp the power of this movement, let's run some hypothetical numbers. Here's a quick back of the napkin cost breakdown for a fan traveling from London for a 5-day trip during the group stage. This is kind of what the numbers kind of look like. Now we're actually at finals on Sunday, so it's more expensive. First, the host city nightmare. Our fan wants to go to Miami for one game. A round-trip flight from London to Miami could easily cost $1,500. 5 nights in a modest hotel, even with recent price drops, could run about $320 a night for a total of $1,600, right? A lower-end resale ticket for a group stage match might cost about $750 to $950, right? Adding about $100 a day for food and transport, and you're at another $500. The grand total for the 5-day trip to see one 90-minute game is a staggering $4,000 on the stress. Staggering, right? That's just for one match. Now, let's look at Paradise Solutions. Options 1, a floating fan zone. Our fans still actually flies from London to Miami, departure port from many Caribbean cruises. That flight is still $1,500, but then they board a 5-night all-inclusive cruise. A typically price for this can be around $800. This includes the accommodation, their meals, and the entertainment. And we're talking about before the game and after the game, because they're going to have clubs and everything else. The cost to watch every single World Cup match on the ship, $0. The total for this 5-day all-inclusive trip, $2,300, half price, right? Finally, let's consider the island escape to Ibiza. A round-trip flight from London to Ibiza is a fraction of a transatlantic fare, maybe about $200. 5 nights in a nice hotel could cost about $150 a night for a total of about $750. Let's give our fan a generous budget of $150 a day for everything else, right? Drinks and certain other things, food and everything else. That's another $750. The grand total for a 5-day World Cup party in the Mediterranean is $1,700. Even lower, a fraction of coming to America. The numbers don't lie, right? The comparison is devastating. For less than half the cost of a stressful single game trip to the US or city. Fans can have a week-long vacation and not miss a single kickoff of the ball. This isn't just a choice, it's a complete indictment of the model that FIFA and the host cities have created, right? Now, the fallout and the conclusion. So, while legions of fans are enjoying the World Cup from a beach in Ibiza or a cruise ship in the Bahamas, what is happening back in the host cities? The fallout from this great fan pivot is only just beginning. And it paints a worrying picture for the tournament. Lofty economic booms that was promised to the host cities, with some projections as high as $40 billion globally, is now being questioned, right? Those incredible figures were based on a massive influx of international tourists staying for long periods of time and spending freely, which is not happening. But as we've seen, that influx isn't materializing on the scale that was actually predicted. The very people the tournament was supposed to attract, the passionate international fans, are the precise demographic being pushed away. The result is a looming economic disappointment. The stadiums will likely be full, packed with local residents and corporate guests, but the vibrant, free-spending international fan culture that traditionally fuels the World Cup economically is choosing to party elsewhere. This entire situation is a story of a massive fundamental miscalculation. Tournament organizers, in their quest to maximize revenue, to have forgotten the single most important rule of sports. It is nothing without the fans. By creating one of the most expensive and bureaucratically challenging tournaments in history, they have inadvertently sparked a revolution in how the World Cup is consumed. They have alienated the core audience, and in doing so, have shown them that there is a better way, right? They have taught them that the spirit of World Cup doesn't reside in a specific stadium, but in the shared experience of watching the game wherever you may be. The World Cup has presented fans with two very different paths. The first is a path of logistical nightmare, of visa anxieties, of crippling financial pains, all for the price of a few hours inside the stadium. The second is a path to paradise. It's a path that leads to sunny islands, to luxurious cruise ships, to vibrant resorts, all-inclusive resorts at that. It is a smarter, cheaper, and for a growing number of people, an arguably more enjoyable way to celebrate the world's greatest sporting event. Okay? This is the world's greatest sporting event. The choices seems clear, but what would you do? Is the magic of being in the stadium worth the immense cost and not to mention the stress? Or would you choose the comfort of a beach chair in Ibiza or a poolside screen on a cruise ship? Let us know your dream World Cup trip in the comments below. How would you do it, right? And if you've enjoyed this deep dive, make sure you are subscribed to our channel, Island Vacation Travel Channel. Island Vacation Podcast. And have those notifications turned on. Do not forget and subscribe and like. The world of travel is changing very fast, and we'll be here to break everything down and what it means to you. Before we wrap up, guys, a huge thank you to all of today's sponsors. Island Vacation Travel Agency, LLC, Planning Cruises, Island Vacations, Luxury Travel, Business Travel, Group Trips, and unforgettable experiences around this beautiful planet. Visit islandvacas.com. We also want to say thank you to Island Vacation Transportation, right? Island Vacation Transportation for reliable airport cruise transfers and also private transportation throughout Central Florida. And also we book transportation worldwide. Visit www.islandvacationtransport.com. We also want to say a big thank you to IVTA Wear, which is our brand, our merch brand, travel-inspired apparel and accessories. Visit ivtaware.store.com. And we want to say a big thank you to Blessings Simos, Authentic Simos from beautiful St. Lucia. Right? And don't forget to check out oldglory.com and let them know we sent you, and use our code Island Vacation to receive 15% off your order. Want to thank you for supporting the businesses that make this podcast possible, guys. Again, sponsored by Island Vacation Travel Agency, LLC. It is how we have fun in the sun. Again, thank you very much for watching, and tune in next week for some more insight on travel and solutions. Again, signing out, Al Philosian, aka Matlo. Guys, you have a good one, and we look forward to the finals of World Cup on Sunday between Spain and Argentina. We look forward to that. Have a good one, guys.